South Cartel had given 100 crore to the Aam Aadmi Party for fighting the Goa elections. Now the Enforcement Directorate is questioning Kailash Gehlot. A, why was the draft policy shared? B, why was Vijay Nair saying at a
Shreya, stay on with me. Udit Raj from the Congress party is now joining me on the story. Mr. Raj, very clearly we are seeing the BJP on one side saying it is only the Enforcement Directorate and the courts which are at work here. We don't have anything to do with this. But the Aam Aadmi Party leaders obviously saying that this is nothing but just a political gimmick to pick the top leaders one by one.
See what happened, those who are not in BJP are not supporting BJP. They all are being targeted. And Kailash Gehlot is not an isolated case, but there are several thousands and hundreds of them. And I tell you, I bet if Kailash Gehlot joins BJP tomorrow, at today itself, someone will die. The someone and cases will die on their own death. It has happened in case of Praful Patel, that his case has been closed, where he was involved in more than 800 crores of embezzlement. And of course, Chhagan Bhojpal, and there are a number of the cases, and those who joined BJP. And now almost all cases have been hushed up. So it's a matter of democracy. Nothing. What I can say is that freezing the account of Congress party and widespread riots on opposition leaders in the country, and CBI also CBI income tax, all are doing only work is to crush opposition. ED is up on courts on top. They are crushing, and that's very unfortunate, and democracy is dead.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Udit Raj. Congress spokesperson speaking about the fact that if all the ministers now start making a beeline for the BJP, then all the cases will be dropped. My colleague Shreya is still with me on the story. Shreya, if you can tell us for the viewers, what are the major 2 points that the Enforcement Directorate, on the basis of which has been sending summons to Aam Aadmi Party leaders?
The entire allegation is that the Delhi Excise Policy 2021 to 2022, when it was drafted in a manner that undue advantages could be given to certain liquor vendors in return of undue advantages. The Enforcement Directorate is investigating the money trail that was exchanging hands, which is the proceeds of the crime. Now, we've already seen the Enforcement Directorate arrest K. Kavita, the RF leader, who's also allegedly a part of the South Cartel, and now with Saruchandra Reddy, who's now an accused selling approver, Samir Mahendru. They allegedly hacked the conspiracy, is what the Enforcement Directorate suggests, and subsequently,
Right.
Kejriwal, Manish Sisodia was also a part of the conspiracy in return of getting a
Right, Shreya. Thank you for giving us all those details. My colleague telling us the basis on which Enforcement Directorate has now been sending out the summons to Aam Aadmi Party leaders. News that's coming in. Siddaramaiah Jr. has now triggered a big controversy. He's called Union Minister Amit Shah a gunda. BJP delegation has now lodged a complaint with the state election panel against Yatindra Siddaramaiah. BJP is saying that a suo motu case needs to be filed by the police for the hate speech being made by Yatin. The hate speech has been made against Union Home Minister Amit Shah.
ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ 10 ವರ್ಷಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಜೆಪಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಬಂದು ದೇಶನ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಅವನತಿಯನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಇವತ್ತು ಏನು ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ಕಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿರಲ್ಲ ಅಮಿತ್ ಶಾ ಅವರೊಬ್ಬರು ಗೂಂಡ ರೌಡಿ, ಗುಜರಾತ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಲೆ ಆಪಾದನೆ ಕೂಡ ಇತ್ತು, ಗಡಿಪಾರ್ ಕೂಡ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅಂಥವ್ರನ್ನ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ರಾಜಕೀಯ ಮಾಡಿದಂಥವ್ರು ಹೋಗಿ ಅವರಂತೂ ಮುಸ್ಲಿಮರ ಅಲ್ಪಸಂಖ್ಯಾತರು ನರಮೇಧ ಮಾಡಿದಂಥ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಆರೋಪನೇ ಒಟ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಕ್ರಿಮಿನಲ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂಥವ್ರು ಇವತ್ತು ಬಿಜೆಪಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಉನ್ನತ ಅಧಿಕಾರದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದು 10 ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಂದ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ.
My colleague Sagai is now joining me on the story. Sagai, we are seeing how it's a massive controversy because the statement being made is now calling the Union Home Minister Amit Shah a gunda. The BJP now knocking on the doors of the State Elections Commission.
Absolutely. The Election Commission, the BJP has approached Election Commission against Yatindra's statement. And if you notice that even State BJP President and BSY Yediyurappa has criticized the statement of Siddaramaya's son, Yatindra Siddaramaiah, where Yatindra Siddaramaiah has criticized Union Minister Amit Shah, calling him a hooligan and a rowdy. And he has also said that there were murder charges against him during Gujarat riots, and both Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Amit Shah were responsible for the genocide in Gujarat when they were the Chief Minister and the Home Minister. Criticizing this, the BJP leaders have escalated the issue with the Election Commission, where they have filed a case against Yatindra Siddaramaiah and also demanded apologies from him and action from the Election Commission on the same against Yatindra Siddaramaiah.
Thank you, Sagai, for giving us all those details. The BJP now seeking case against Karnataka CM Siddaramaiah's son. News that's coming in at the moment. Don Mukhtar Ansari's funeral is now taking place. The visuals that you see on your screens are the thousands who have gathered for gangster's burial. This is from the burial ground in Ghazipur in the state of Uttar Pradesh. The security has been tightened in Ghazipur for Ansari's funeral. The entire area has seen hundreds of policemen being deployed. The administration is taking no chance with regards to the security that has been beefed up. The security was beefed up as soon as the death of Mukhtar Ansari reached his hometown, that is Uttar Pradesh. The visuals that you are seeing on your screens are coming in from the burial ground. In just a couple of minutes from now, Mukhtar Ansari's funeral will take place. Thousands have gathered for the gangster's burial. Security has been tightened in and around the burial ground. Mukhtar Ansari will be buried next to his mother's grave. Thousands pouring in from in and around the region. Extended family members also were present at his house late last night when his mortal remains were brought in. Visuals that you see on your screens, the mortal remains being taken from his house to the burial ground. Heavy police deployment, as you can see on the screen. Security has been beefed up from his house till the burial point. In the entire area of Ghazipur, hundreds of security personnel have been stationed. Mukhtar Ansari will be buried next to his mother. The family of Mukhtar Ansari at the moment is still believing in the fact that there was some foul play. In fact, 2 investigations have been ordered into the sudden death. One has been ordered by the court and the other has been ordered by the DM of the Banda district. Ansari's family now is claiming that Ansari had started feeling unsafe inside the jail premises. His son, in fact, said that when he spoke with his father spoke about the fact that he was fearing for his life. Family is also claiming that Mukhtar Ansari was being given poison over the last 1 month. In fact, Ansari's dying declaration petitions also detail 40-day poisoning claim. Amid all the controversies, we are now seeing how thousands have gathered for the burial of Don Mukhtar Ansari. My colleague Abhishek Mishra is now joining me on the story. Abhishek, we can see as expected, this is exactly what the administration was expecting, that there will be a large turn-up at the burial ground, and this is exactly what we can see at the burial ground in Ghazipur.
Well, absolutely, Aishwarya, and you see in the visuals how, thousands and thousands of supporters of Mukhtar Ansari have gathered here to give their last goodbye. And in a way, we can certainly say that how the administration here was prepared for this, because we have been following it for the past 2 days. And there was a constant dialogue with the family members not to invite or, call much of these people. But this is the sentiment, the local sentiment in favor of Mukhtar Ansari in Mohammadabad, Ghazipur. And you see how, thousands of people have come. Now, what the latest is that the body is coming towards the courtyard, the graveyard, and there it will be buried under the soil in a short while. the last namaz, the Alvida namaz, has already been performed, and these thousands of people who are just standing outside the graveyard are now waiting for that final rites, which will be performed in a short while. And family members and only very close and related people are allowed to go inside the graveyard, and others have been asked to stand outside only, but still a bit of a situation for the administration to control, to mobilize the people who have come in large thousands of numbers. But currently the process is underway, and in a short while, Mukhtar Ansari will be buried under the soil at the Mohammadabad graveyard here in Ghazipur. Yes.
Right, Abhishek, on one side we have seen how the family obviously is been making all these allegations, but we did see how the autopsy report, it very clearly speaks about the fact that the cause of the death is heart attack.
Well, certainly, and that is something which the family constantly accusing and putting such severe allegation on the jail authorities, on the administration. But the autopsy report is clearly giving the evidence. Although it has now come to a rest, there is no demand from yesterday. Yes, they did ask for a postmortem through AIMS doctor, but that didn't work out. And at the same time, even the payroll which Mukhtar's son demanded, that was also couldn't be had in Supreme Court as well. So, but now there is no other option, and the last rites of Mukhtar Ansari are currently being performed here, and that is why the sentiment, which is very high locally here, as you know, that Mukhtar has always dominated this area, and people here have soft corner for him, and that is why the thousands of people have gathered here. But currently the last rites are underway, and in a short while that will be performed. Yes.
Right, Abhishek, you spoke about the fact that the report also very clearly speaks about the fact that it was the cause of death was a heart attack. Now, according to the medical bulletin, there was a team of 9 doctors who had attended to him, but he died of cardiac arrest. That is what the medical bulletin read out after the autopsy took place. Also we can see, Abhishek, thousands actually, making it very, very difficult for the mortal remains to actually move even an inch. Thousands have now gathered at the burial ground, and additional security, not just at the burial ground, not just at the house of Mukhtar Ansari, but also additional personnel have been deployed in Banda, in Mau, in Ghazipur, and also in Varanasi.
Well, certainly, and the administration and the police officials already had these apprehensions over that. The turnout would be in thousands, and they were prepared for it. That is why we have witnessed on the ground from yesterday and day before yesterday only, when the information came out of his demise, people were coming at her house. They wanted to talk to the family members, and then the family members had to come out and appeal to the masses to not gather here. And yesterday also we have witnessed throughout the process when the post-mortem was conducted at the medical college in Banda, then throughout the way from Banda to Ghazipur, it took 8 hours for the convoy and all these people who have come here along with the body of Mukhtar Ansari. And even at the late night at 1:15 a.m. when the body arrived at his residence, there were people, there were all these supporters who wanted to see the body, but they wanted to participate. But the administration was very strict late night as well. And today, the morning, there's no outside vehicle or any movement within the Mohammadabad area. There are several barricades. There is heavy security deployment, PAC, along with the UP police. We have also witnessed how there is a monitoring through drone cameras, and the jawans of UP police are on the terrace of the houses and maintaining and having a watch of every movement. So that is what the administration has prepared. But again, this is something which was expected, but the number is increasing now. But as it's time for the final rites, and we're getting to know, and we can certainly see that how they've come close to the burial ground, and in a short while, that will also be performed, and Mukhtar Ansari will finally be buried under the soil here at the burial ground in Mohammadabad, Ghazipur.
Right, Abhishek, if we look at the history, the checkered history of Mukhtar Ansari, he was in fact sentenced in 8 cases since September 2022 by different courts in Uttar Pradesh, and then he was finally lodged in Banda jail. In fact, his name was amongst the list of the 66 gangsters that were issued by the Uttar Pradesh police last year.
No shock, or there is no, one thing is very clear that Mukhtar Ansari had a dominance in this whole area, and through his activities and the kind of impact he had in Mau, Ghazipur, Balia, and all these adjoining areas, and also what is very important, that his political reference with the family. His grandfather, he was one of the independent fighter, but has also been an officer of the Congress party. His father has inclination towards the left party, was very active politically. Hamid Ansari, the ex-vice president of India, has also relation to his uncle. So, in a way, he, in this area, has utilized the power, has utilized the political affiliations, and has expanded his empire in such a way that translated into his victory in the legislative elections. He was MLA constantly for 5 terms, and that is what, he gathered here with, helping someone in need, trying to get the hold. But that was not in a positive way. He also captured the properties at the same time, threatened the people, and also the murder charges. There is no turning back from there. So that has all, made him the history cheater, the mafia, the dawn of.
We will try and reconnect with my colleague Abhishek Mishra, who's at the burial ground. The visuals from where one can very clearly see thousands are now gathering in, and from the gate of the burial ground, many are still pouring in, all of them wanting to take part in the burial of Don Mukhtar Ansari. More and more people coming in through the gate. The police now trying to make sure that the situation remains under control. The policemen now trying to make sure that the burial takes place peacefully. Mukhtar Ansari was sentenced in close to 8 cases in September 2022 by different courts in the state of Uttar Pradesh. He was lodged in the Banda jail. His name, in fact, featured in a list which had 66 gangsters on it. This list was issued by the Uttar Pradesh police last year. The police now trying to stop more people from coming into the burial ground. The permission, in fact, was only given to the family members of Mukhtar Ansari. The mortal remains now being taken into the burial ground. Heavy police deployment at the gate. The police now making sure that it's only the family members, the immediate family members, who are allowed inside the burial ground. Mukhtar Ansari, in fact, on Thursday was brought to the Rani Durga Devi Medical College in the city from the district jail. He had fainted after he complained of abdominal pain. The crowd now breaking through the gates of the burial ground. The official permission was given only to the family members of Mukhtar Ansari. Police now trying to disperse the crowd from the burial ground in Ghazipur. The police is also trying to shut the gate of the burial ground, asking the supporters to move aside. The official order has only been given, the permission in fact has been given only to the family members of Mukhtar Ansari. The police now making sure that they disperse the crowd. Thousands in fact walked from Mukhtar Ansari's house in Ghazipur till the burial ground. According to the medical bulletin, there was a team of 9 doctors who had attended to him, but he died because of a cardiac arrest. Additional security has in fact been deployed in Banda, in Mau, in Ghazipur and also in Varanasi. Ansari's family initially was claiming that Ansari was feeling unsafe inside